Hello and welcome to your workout. I'm Julie Cotton and I'm here to do some stretching and strengthening with you. We're going to go ahead and start with some Qi Gong breathing. Your heels are together, your toes are apart, knees are soft, tailbone is rolled underneath, shoulders roll back and down, so your middle finger lines up with an imaginary pant seam. You're going to look up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Lengthen up through the back of your neck so that your chin comes to the horizon. And find a way to soften here. Releasing onto your bones. Left hand on top of your right if you're a woman, right hand on top of your left if you're a man. We're going to tongue on the roof of your mouth to start. We're going to inhale, draw the breath up through the central channel, press it up, and arms float out to your sides. So we're going to start left hand on top of right for ladies, right on left for gentlemen. And breathing up and out, tongue on the roof of your mouth, lengthen up and out, pull yourself out of your hips. Exhale, tongue comes behind your bottom teeth to open that kinetic chain, back through the central channel, left on right, pumping up, drawing that breath. Exhale, press it down, rooting firmly into the earth. And again, arms come up. Inhale up, tongue on the roof of the mouth, lengthen and hold the stretch at the top. Exhale, tongue comes behind your bottom teeth as your arms float back to your sides. Inhale, drawing that chi up through the central channel. Take a sip. Turning over, pressing and rooting firmly into the earth. And again, inhale up. Lengthen and hold. Exhale, tongue behind the bottom teeth. Arms float down. Inhaling up. Take that scoop of breath. Exhale, pressing firmly, rooting into the earth. Inhale up. Building that chi. Opening the flow. Inhale, take a scoop of that energy. Sip it in and press it down. Rooting into the earth. Inhale, arms come up. 4 more. Lengthening, hold. Exhale, release. Inhale, drawing that breath up. Exhale, rooting down. And again, 3 more. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale, arms float to your sides. Inhale, waking up the internal organs with the breath. Exhale, pressing firmly down. Inhaling, the arms come up. Exhale, arms down. And drawing that breath up, shoulders down, elbows high, turn it over, press it down. Good, 1 more, inhale. Ribs expand, back expands, exhale, and release the breath, drawing up and in, and pressing and rooting firmly in. Now turn the hands over, again, left on right for ladies, right on left for gentlemen. You're going to inhale, drawing that breath up through, turn the palms over, lengthening up, pulling yourself out of your hips. Exhale, arms float to your side, 8 like that. Inhale, again, massaging the internal organs with the in-breath, expanding. Exhale, release. And a little bit faster. Inhale up, lengthen, exhale, good. And release. Pumping that chi, getting that energy flowing, raising the body's temperature. Up we go. And release. And inhale. Release. Each time the tongue's on the roof of the mouth. For the inhale, exhale, tongue comes behind the bottom teeth. 2 more. Inhale up. Release. And last 1. And release down. Good. Now your toes are going to come to parallel. And we're just going to start with some joint rotations. So starting with the neck, ear comes to your shoulder. You're going to do a quarter of a turn, chin comes into the chest. Stay here and just lengthen the head up. Other side, ear to the shoulder. Lengthen through the side of the cervical vertebrae and up you go. Coming to your sternum now. So falling off your center. Getting a nice articulation behind the shoulder blades in the back of the heart chakra. Rolling up, shoulder blades up, head comes up. Just that quarter of a turn, falling off your center, curling and isolating rotation at the spine, and lengthen the shoulders up, head comes up. To your solar plexus now, or your belly button, falling off your side, opening the side of the ribs, curling center, opening the back of the ribs, stack it up, vertebrae by vertebrae, the head's the last thing up. Here we go to the side. And curling, isolating to the belly button, opening the side of the ribs, slowly lengthening up and through. Soften the knees now. We're aiming for just above the hip bone. You're going to fall off your side, feeling that nice long stretch along the lateral seam of the body, curling forward, feeling the stretch all along your iliac crest. Slowly lengthen the legs and stack the vertebrae back up. Again, softening down, strong root. Fall off your side, opening that side seam of the body, curling all along that iliac crest, pressing up through the legs, and the spine. Now we're going to pick it up a little bit more. So we're going to dive forward with your head and curl into that little ball. Lengthen up and through, eyes to the horizon. You're going to fall off your side, plie, curl center, lengthen up. Diving forward, exhale, plie. Inhale, see front before you fall off your side, curling, and up through the center. Chest opens, arms clasp to your releve balance, and your heels come down. Hands behind your head, you're going to dive over straight legs. Bend one knee, twist, and lengthen up and through. Lengthening all along that lateral seam of the leg, back to the center, both legs straight. Plie the other knee, twist and lengthen up. Feel that stretch all the way up into the hip. Both legs straight. Drop the tailbone down, soften the knees, slowly roll up. Chest, arms, and focus open. You're going to drop your tailbone down, bend your knees, swing, suspend. Draw the arms up and through as if you're taking off your shirt. Plie, high arch, stretch the pecs. Lengthen up. Same thing, other side. Diving forward, here we go. Exhale, plie. Inhale, see front. Plie, fall off your side, curl center, lengthen up and through. And exhale, inhale, see front. Fall off your side, lengthening and curling. Up you go. Chest opens, arms clasp to releve, heels down, hands behind your head, diving forward over straight legs. Plie one knee, twist, and stretch all the way up through the lateral side of that leg. Straighten both legs back to the center. Bend the other knee, twist, lengthen up and through, looking at that palm. And release, both legs straight. Drop your tailbone, bend the knees, slowly roll up. Chest, arms, and focus open. Drop the tailbone down, bend the knees, swing, suspend. Swing, suspend, high arch, plie, lengthen up. Good. And now we're going to swim backwards, getting into the shoulders and the torso. Forward, forward, you're going to lengthen back, open the hips, stretch the deltoids, exhale, plie and curl. Inhale, lengthening back, hip stretch, chest, exhale and curl. Arms come up, shoulders down. Open, close it up. You're going to pull yourself out of your hips while sending energy down through your heels. Oppositional energy and plie, release. Stepping out to the side. Your ribs are going to lead. Ribs go first, then the arms and the neck. Like a hook is pulling you sideways, arms, neck. Forward from the chest, curl and scoop, back of the heart, and close it up. Back to your parallel, bend the knees, side bend, curl forward, lengthen up and through. Arm swims back. The other arm goes back, coming forward, forward. Again, lengthening the hips first, then the chest, opening that front seam of the body. Curl, plie. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale to contract. Arms come up, shoulders down, open, close it up, pull yourself out of your hips, and plie. Stepping out to the side now. Ribs, arms, neck, ribs, and chest opens, scoop, side, bring it in, plie, fall off your side, curl center, lengthen up and through. Heels together, toes apart. Swimming backwards and back. Coming forward, forward, lengthening the hips. Exhale, plie. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Arms come up, shoulders down and relaxed. Open, close, opposition, plie. Stepping out to the side. Going with a circle of the ribs now. Try to isolate, get that movement in the ribs. Side, back together, side bend, plie, curl, and other arm. Swim back. 2, coming forward, forward, lengthening back, exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, plie. Arms come up, shoulders relaxed. Open, close, pull yourself out of your hips, oppositional energy, plie. Stepping out to the side. Ribs go first, circle around and back. Other way, circle and close it up. Heels together, plie, side bend, curl center, lengthen up and through. All right, you're doing great. Next one, shoulder front. So you're going to take one shoulder, curl it forward and plie. You're going to take that same shoulder, open it up and stretch the pecs. Circle the arm around, plie. Step it out to the side. Ear goes to your shoulder, fingertips reach for the floor, stretching into that neck. Other side, lengthen and reach. Soften the tailbone and the knees and fall to your side, plie. One arm draws you up like a puppet on a string. Exhale, plie. 2 arms draw you up. Drop the tailbone straight down. You're going to swing, suspend. Up and through the center line like you're taking off your shirt to your releve balance. Heels come down. Same thing other side. Shoulder front plie. Shoulder back high arch. Swing that arm around and plie. Soften out to the side. Stretch. Fingertips reach for the floor. Other side, fingertips reach away, lengthening the neck. Fall towards that arm. Plie. And one arm will draw you up. Exhale, plie, two arms. Tailbone goes straight down like a plumb line. Swing, suspend as you plie. Come back up and through the center line to your releve balance. Heels come down. All right, bring your feet back to parallel now. We're gonna work the legs and the thighs. Finding your balance, always sending your oppositional energy up, pulling yourself out of your hips. You're gonna touch or tendu and bring it back in and plie. Touch, plie. 3 singles, 2, 1, plie. Now as we're tenduing or touching, or dégagéing, which is what we're about to do, you want to keep that connection with the foot. So it's going to stay attached like you're painting the floor with your foot. Painting the floor out and just releasing into that dégagé or disengage. Here we go. Singles, paint the floor, plie. Really engaging that hamstring in the back as you pull that leg back in. Plie and soften. 3 singles. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Plie. Other side. So we touch first, tendu, paint the floor, plie. Working the leg out and back. Plie. 3 singles and 2 and 1. Point your toes. Plie. Dégagé or disengage. Plie. So paint the floor out, paint the floor back. Plie. 3 singles. Here we go. And in, using those hamstrings, tall in your spine. And plie. Turn out. Your ballet bars over here, or you can use a chair if you need to until you build up the core strength to stand on your own. We're just going to start with that touch, staying tall in the spine, not leaning over one way or the other, but nice and centered. Bring it back in, paint the floor, use the heel and that inner thigh muscle before you plie. Here we go. And single, bring it in, plie. 3, here we go. 2, 1, plie. And disengage, plie. Dégagé, plie. 3 singles, 3, 2, 1, plie. So now your chair or your ballet bar is over here if you need support. Again, standing tall in your spine. We're going to head out to the side, tendu or touch. Paint the floor in, the heel leads, using that inner thigh muscle, plie. And again, single, drag it in, plie. 3 singles, 2, 1, plie. Disengage now. Dégagé, plie. Paint the floor out and back with control. Try to keep the core steady. 3, 2, 1, plie. Excellent. Now your ballet bar's here or your chair. You're heading straight back. Keep that pelvis tucked under. So your pubic bone is very forward, your glutes are engaged. You're going to head straight back, keeping that toe pointed, tendu. Dragging in with the heel first, plie. And single, plie. 3 singles, 3, 2, 1, and plie. You're doing great. Dégagé. Keeping that pelvis tucked under, really working that glute max. Plie. 3 singles, here we go. Dégagé. 2, 1, plie. Other side, keeping that pelvis tucked under, shoulders down, relaxed. Tendu, plie. Tendu, plie, and touch back. Try to go straight back and not to the side. 1, plie. Dégagé, disengage, keeping that pelvis rolled under, using those low abs. And 3 singles, 3, and 2, and 1, plie. Your ballet bar is behind you now, or the support, your wall, your chair, whatever you're using. Again, pelvis is tucked forward. You're going to touch as though the heel is leading, toes are pointed. And plie, soften the knees. Touch, plie. 3 tendus, 1, 2, 3, and plie. Dégagé now. Dégagé, shoulders down and back. Core nice and strong, lifting. 3 singles, 3, 2, and 1. Other side, here we go. And tendu. Touch first. Just touch. Point those hooves. And 3, 2, 1. Dégagé. Here we go. 1 single, plie. Nice and soft with the knees. Control in the body. And 3, 2, 1. You did it. Good job. Now for something new. We're going to rotate into the trunk. So we're going to start with a soft demi-plie in the knees. And we're going to collapse at the sternum. Head in, and the arms are loose. We're going to zip it up and circle as if the spine is a spoon in the bowl of our pelvis. And plie. Take off your shirt.
plie, and release forward again. Zip it up, legs go first, then stir that spoon of the spine in your pelvis, release. Take off your imaginary shirt and plie. Stepping out to the side now. Nice long lunge. Front knee stays over the front ankle. You're going to lengthen, making a nice long line from your fingertips to your foot and back to the center. Toes to parallel. Nice hip stretch, lean back slightly. Folding at that hip crease, stick your booty out. Make your back a nice flat table as you reach forward, lengthening those hamstrings. Release at the bottom. You're going to turn and lunge. Again, keeping that front knee over the front ankle, back hip seeks the floor. Nice long hip stretch. Straightening your front knee, reaching down towards your foot. You can have that back ankle seek the floor. Front toes are going to come off for an extra hamstring stretch. Feel free to keep your toes down if you need to, if you're not ready for that yet. And this back heel can come off too. Listen to your body. Wherever it is that feels good. And we're going to hang out center now. Toes come to parallel. Folded at the hip crease, lifted at the chest. Turn out the heels, drop the tailbone down. Slowly roll up. Take off that imaginary shirt. Plie. You're going to push back to the center. Okay. Now time for the other side. We're going to again start with that demi-plie. Collapse in the sternum. Head and neck are loose. You're going to zip it up and circle the torso. Curl. Plie. Take off that imaginary shirt. Plie and release. Zip it up and circle the other way. And curl. Take off that imaginary shirt and plie. Stepping out to the side again, that nice long side lunge, reaching over that knee and looking up in towards the other hand. Nice long line. Back to the center. Toes to parallel, hip stretch back. Exhale, folding at that hip crease, lifting and lengthening out, releasing at the bottom. Turn and lunge. Back hip seeks the floor, front knee over the front ankle. Nice long hip stretch. And straighten that front knee, reach down towards the foot. Back heel can seek the ground. Front toes can come up for that extra hamstring stretch. Toes come to parallel. Again, folded at that hip crease, lifting in the chest. Get that nice stretch in the hamstrings. Turn out the heels and the toes, plie. Take off that imaginary shirt. Plie and push back to first. Heels together. Do the same thing to the other side. So again, picking up the pace a little bit. From this released position, zip it up and circle. Exhale to curl. Take off that shirt, plie, and release. And circle. Exhale to curl. Lengthen up and plie. Stepping out to the side, long lunge, side bend, and back to the center. Toes to parallel, hip stretch, reaching up and out, folding that hip crease, lengthening through the spine. Release at the bottom. Take a nice long stretch here. Breathe into those hips and hamstrings. You're going to slowly roll up the spine. Turn out both toes. Bend one knee. Reach over that bent knee. Now reach over the straight leg with the other arm. Press into that bent knee, stretching through that lateral seam of the body. Push off that foot. And you're going to take a nice stretch. So your hips are going to reach, opening the side seams of the body. Lengthen through, back to the center, releve balance, release. Last time, down you go, zip it up and circle. Exhale and curve, and up you go. Release, down through the center, zip it up and circle, and plie to curl. Take off that imaginary shirt and plie. Other side, reaching over that bent knee, long line from the fingertips to the heel. Back to the center, toes to parallel. Hip stretch, back you go, folding at that hip crease, lengthening up and through. And release at the bottom, hang out here, breathe into those hips. Nice straight knees. Slowly roll up, turn out both toes, bend one knee, reach over the straight leg, press into that bent knee, push, bring the heels together, hips come off center, stretching the ribs away from the hips, up to your releve, and down you go. Nice job. Bringing it back to your first position, we're going to take the arms up and open them out. You can use a wall or a ballet bar behind you, chairs, whatever you need to balance. We're going to do a series of dégagés now. Start with 8 to each side, then we'll go 4, 2, and 1. Here we go. Starting with one side, again, pointing those toes, 2, 3, 4, bringing that heel in, 6, 7, other side. For 8, lifting the spine out of the hips.
4 and 5, breathing, 6, 7, 8, 9, other side for 4, 3, lifting, 2 and 1, switch, 4, 3, 2 and 1, now 2, 1, 2 and 1, lifting out. Now singles, get your balance, try to keep it nice and slow and controlled, pointing your toes, controlling the legs each time. And we've got 2 more after this, and 1. Release, plie, up you go, open, and come on up. Let's try your releve balance. Bunch of different options here, just have fun with it. So you've got 2 feet, you're up as tall on those imaginary stilettos as you can be, heels glued together, glutes glued together. Take a balance on one leg, roll the weight over slightly, and you're gonna take a coupe, point those toes to your ankle or to your knee for a passe. My passe is a little fun, let's try that again. So lifting, and you'll find out your balance. This is just have a good time with it. You can go into an attitude where you're bringing that leg behind you. You can start with a flat foot, straight leg, and then try to get up to your releve and see if you can't stay a little bit longer each time. If you did your right side, go back and do your left, back to your releve, shift that weight slightly over to the left foot, balancing at the coupe, lifting up to your passe, and if you want to again come down, flat foot, try your attitude, and lift up to your releve, come back to first position, plie and through. Have fun, it's good times. All right, now we're going to widen out to a second position, turned out, we're lifting the arms up. So I want you to imagine taking your ribs out of your hip bowl, finding a detachment here. So lifting away, but the shoulders stay down away from your ears. I don't want to creep up like this. I want them to be nice and relaxed, framing the face. But I still want that tension here, okay? So once you get that figured out, you're going to take that up, and with as much grace and ease, just fold to your side, keeping your hips forward. So as I fold to my side, I'm going to want to go like this. And you see how I'm kind of hinging forward? Do your best to keep the pelvis directly underneath you. As you fold sideways, only go as far, you make it to here, you make it all the way over here. Find what's comfortable for your body so it's nice and stretched. Lift up and out of those hips, back to the center. Again, finding that disconnect, trying to create space between the ribs and the hips, folding directly to the side. You're going to want to bow like this. Challenge yourself to keep those hips forward as you lengthen to the side and breathe. Take your time to come back up for 4 counts and back to the center, working those obliques. Nice job. Second challenge, second level, here we go. So we're heading up, again, keeping the ribs and the hips separate, folding in half. Even imagine that crunching side is still lengthening, like someone's pulling you out of your hips for you by your arms. Once you're here, take a soft plie in the knees. Drop that tailbone down. See if you can parallel out your thighs while you're still lengthening. Good, now press it up. Take your time coming up, and up you go. Excellent. Here we go, other side, let's balance it out. Lengthen up, folding in half. Keep breathing. 4, plie, soften those knees, tailbone drops for the ground. Good, parallel out the thighs, keep stretching. Press it up, take your time, controlling the thighs, lifting up and out. Excellent job. Next challenge, same position, we're in a wide second. I'm still going to try to get that oppositional energy between my ribs and my hips. I'm lifting myself up and out, folding in half. Now I'm going to take my hips, fold at the hip crease. So I'm going to stick my booty out and flatten out my back, heading at a diagonal over my toes. My ribs are going to lead, and I'm going to sweep across an imaginary table, keeping my shoulders up by my arms up, my shoulders down rather, and sweep across. Tailbone comes underneath. Look under that armpit. Open the front of those obliques. Nice stretch. Back up you go. Breathe. Drop those shoulders away from the ears, but keep the fingertips reaching up. Lift the ribs up out of the hips. Fold to your side. 2, breathing. 3, 4. You're going to fold at that hip crease. Stick your booty out and make yourself a nice flat back table. Sweep across the table, and back you go. Bring the hips underneath, side bend, look underneath that arm, and back to the center. Arms come down. Excellent job. Take a breath, get some water if you need it. We're going to come back and do a flat back. So here we are. We're in a wide parallel position. I'm going to take my arms
Roll them back and down, fingertips reaching for the ground. I'm going to fold in half at the hip crease, lifting through the tailbone and the top of the head. So I have that oppositional line going through my spine, fingertips reaching away, back and down. Now I'm going to plie and put my belly between my thighs. My arms are going to come forward, having a ball of energy or Qi above my head. Shoulders down. Press into the heels to come back up. Engage under your glutes to fold back up. And you're going to head back now. Keep the chin tucked. Just lean back slightly, opening those hips. You're going to use your low abs from your belly button to your pubic bone to pull yourself back onto your hips. Nice job. Put your wings away. Reaching back and down, shoulder blades together, folding in half at the hip crease. Energy out the tailbone and the top of the head. Gathering your arms up above your crown chakra like you're holding a ball of Qi or energy. Plie and put your belly between your thighs. Get those thighs to parallel with the floor. Press into the heels and lengthen. Use the glutes to fold back up. Shoulders down, relaxed around the base. You're heading back now. Nice stretch and lengthen. Use those low abs to pull back up. And put your wings away. Reaching back and down, fingertips have energy through them, folding in half. Energy out the tailbone and the top of the head, long spine. Lengthening, getting those arms up above your head as if you're holding a ball of energy. You're going to head up to your releve now. Slowly get up tall in those heels. Stay tall as you fold in half. Use those glutes to come back up. Nice. Relax the shoulders around the ears. Use that oppositional energy to slowly lower up and down at the same time to put those heels with control back on the ground. Nice job. Put your wings away. Last time. Here we go. Energy out the fingertips, shoulder blades together, folding in half. Gathering that ball of Qi, shoulders down away from the ears. Head up to your releve and folding underneath the glutes to get back up, shoulders relaxed. Slowly lowering up and down at the same time, slowly putting your heels back on the ground. Nice job. And your wings go away. Beautiful. All right, one final stretch for us today. You're going to take a nice wide second position, a little bit wider than shoulder width, so you have space for your tailbone to sink down, and we're going to stretch out your hips. Okay? So the knees soften and open. You're going to drop that tailbone straight down like a plumb line, folding to the side, curling at the sternum so the head and the arms dangle loosely. Press into the heels, legs lengthen first, then you're going to roll up through your vertebrae, and the head's the last thing up. Let's do that again. Softening in the knees, opening, tailbone drops straight down, fall to your side, curl center, and lengthen. Legs go first, nice and slow and controlled. Head's the last thing up. Here we go. Softening down and open. Now while you're down here, this time I want you to imagine wringing your thighs open. From the hip, the knees stay over the toes. And you're going to hang out here, nice and relaxed. Just head over towards one knee now. So again, my goal is to stretch this leg. So I want to turn this leg out and keep this heel on the ground, toes seeking in the sky. So I want to turn this thigh, this femur opening, finding that nice stretch and rotation through the medial thigh. I'm going to switch my weight, turning that standing knee out over the toes, feeling that nice stretch through the hips. Turn the toes up towards the ceiling on this other leg here. This is just a bonus. Bring it back into the center, walk it in slightly if you need to. Turn the feet out, tailbone goes back down. Take the weight of your body on your legs so the head is loose, the arms are loose. Press into the heels and arch up and back. Arms come back, good. All right, now to your other side, you're almost done. We're gonna soften straight down, knees are opening and widening, fall off your center, curl in, press through the legs first, then the spine, softening down. Relax to the side, curl and scoop, lengthen up, and the head's the last thing up. Here we go. Softening down, opening those legs, finding more turnout from the hip, knees stay over the toes. You're going to fall off and curl center, dangling here, strengthening those quads, holding the weight of your body, completely balanced. And again, you're going to head over to one side, let the toes fall forward this time, keeping this standing knee opening. I don't want to drop it in like this, kind of does weird things for my ankle. I want to turn it out. This side here, we're going to stretch that adductor magnus, that medial thigh muscle. And turn the toes out, switch your weight, knee over the toes. This toe is going to drop forward so I feel that nice stretch through my medial thigh. And bring it back underneath you, walk it in a little bit so you feel nice and supported. Take the weight of the body on the legs, press into the heels, lengthen, up, and arch. Beautiful job. You did it. Do this a little bit each day. You'll find a little more flexibility, a little more range of motion. These moves are courtesy of one of my wonderful teachers, Michael Blake. I studied with him while I was at Rutgers University, and now I'm passing them on to you as I have been able to use them and practice them every day. Good luck with your practice.